365 Days of Horsemanship, day 185. So at least the weather is a little nicer today than it has been. Today I'm really tired. I had a really long day at work, and as you can see, I'm up in the dark. And I didn't do much today, but I had a much better and more forgiving mindset with myself about doing less, which I think was really positive. I came up to see Lawrence, gave him a good itch just around his pole. He was quite itchy today. I might do the sulphur again with him. I think, the season's changing. Probably all the creepy crawlies are getting into the hay, and that's probably just irritating him. But I gave him a little scratch, and I went to take his rug off, but he started walking away straight away, so I just did the strap back up, and just spent, literally a couple of minutes with him, 5 minutes max, just being with him, and I gave him everything that I had today, and that wasn't very much, but ultimately, if that's all I have, then that's a lot. So I felt really good about that. I went across to Mia, and actually I had quite a nice little session with Mia. She was at the hay, and so I approached her, sort of quite slowly, nicely, with, hopefully some good timing of just being in flow when she changed her focus. And I actually came up and started playing with different areas of touch on her body, and really found that I was able to, that focus changes were happening quite quickly. And I think actually today I would say that probably I could say that the focus changes were happening more quickly than they would have happened had I not have been touching her. And so that was nice too. And it just felt really sort of nice and soft and solid. I then pushed it a little bit and tried rocking the skin just on her chest. It was kind of a bit of bad timing because one of the other horses got moved around closer to her, which brought her concern up. And so then I wanted to stay for a little bit longer until her stress came back down again. She did have a nice focus change where I moved after having been rocking. I moved to my new place of flow, but then quite quickly afterwards, then she got annoyed with this other horse, and so it wasn't really super timing, but I then stayed around until she felt a little better, rocked again, and she actually blew out, which was really nice, and so I left it there. It was definitely really just such short sessions, probably 5 or 10 minutes each, but if that. But I'm tired now, and I kind of was like, oh, there's nothing to talk about, don't do the video until tomorrow, making excuses in my head, and actually there's no need to, it's okay for this to be a short video. It was a short session. I think I feel much better about that than I have before, much more forgiving of myself, of my limits, and so much of this horsemanship journey for me has been coming up against my own obstacles. I really feel and see more and more that, really the only obstacle ever is myself. And finding that balance between pushing harder and knowing when to rest, I think is hard for me. I think I have difficulty identifying when those moments are, when I've pushed hard enough and I need to allow myself rest, and when rest is not dangerous, but I think when, there's the potential for me to become not lazy, but just avoidant. And finding that balance has been really challenging. And I think sessions like today, where I'm able to push through feelings of fatigue and feel somewhat rewarded by the session, and not punish myself for what I imagine the session could have or should have been if things were different, and actually accepting what things are today and saying we are working within my bandwidth and my horse's bandwidth, and today my bandwidth is really small, and that's okay. I am a part of this relationship. I matter in this relationship. My emotional needs matter in this relationship. You know, I'm working hard to take care of my horse's emotional needs. I need to work equally hard to take care of my own emotional needs. And actually on these days, yes, it is important to show up. It is important to maintain that relationship. I do believe that there is value in the session that I've done today versus not coming. I do believe that. I think both of the horses, I think I feel it more acutely with Lawrence. But with both the horses, I think, you know, that consistency of seeing me is really valuable. And I also do believe, as much as I wish I could have spent more time doing it today, I really believe these really low pressure sessions where I'm just trying to put money in the bank as much as possible and spend time in flow and not be thinking too hard about goals or anything like that. I really believe they're so valuable. And so I feel good about it. I actually feel even better about it now I've talked about it. Yeah, so it's good. I feel good. I'm excited to get some sleep tonight and tomorrow come and be a little bit better rested and have a little bit more to give them.